Their 2 laps ahead of going lights out, the first of which will be a sighting lap, and then the second will be a formation lap. Your grid is as follows. So it's Mies Huben on pole position, and alongside will be Zdeněk Babíšek from the Czech Republic. Max Sadurski from the Netherlands will be in P3 in the number 19, ahead of Mats van Rooyen in the number 3. Boris Maximov and Jake Menton will complete the 6-strong grid, both representing the Netherlands in the 30 and the 31 numbered carts respectively. The youngest competitors on the Rotax racing ladder, and we've seen some very good competitors in events past, especially for those that might have seen the BNL karting series kickoff back in way back in early March, where we had the likes of Scott Marsh from Great Britain, Matej Radenkovic, who's now moved up into Minimax, as now they go on to the formation lap, and we will have a new timer set. This time it is 13 minutes plus 1 additional lap. So they now make their way through into turns 3, 4 and then 5, and then into the right-hander at 6 before Mies Huben and Zdeněk Babíšek will then have to get everyone settled and ready in the formation ahead of 13 minutes plus an additional lap. The red lights are ignited on the starting gantry, awaiting our 6 young competitors to go racing as they now make their way through the exit of turn number 9, coming down the short blast towards the right-hand sweeper at turn 10. So it's Huben from Babíšek, Sadurski, van Rooyen, Maximov and Menton. That is your 6-strong grid for Micromax here at the home of champions, Karting Genk. These youngsters will get their respective campaigns up and underway very, very shortly as they go literally. They want to see who blinks first. So now they come through the right-hander at turn 10, and they will, turn 12, they will now come through into the tram lines. They're told to split apart and go into the tram lines. So the red lights on the starting gantry, or we are on starters' orders. We are off and away. There was a little bit of a move out of the tram lines from, I think that was Jake Menton, as they head into turns 1 and 2 for the first time. Looks like Mies Huben gets the run on everyone, and up towards turns 4 and 5 they go. So Huben looks to be leading. I'm wondering who that is in second position at the moment. I think that is Max Sadurski that has made the move up into P2. And Mats van Rooyen, I think, has also now moved up into P3. So where is Babíšek? As that's a move up for the lead. Mies Huben has already been overtaken in the first lap alone, and that was through turn 7, and that was Max Sadurski. And now here comes van Rooyen up the inside of Huben into turn 9. Again, now, it doesn't matter how young these drivers are. This great racecraft is up the inside through turn 10 goes Mies Huben to retake second position. And just behind is I think that's Boris Maximov. And so Babíšek now down in P5, having to battle away with Jake Menton as we go across the line to complete lap number 1. It's Max Sadurski from the Netherlands leading the way with Mats van Rooyen hot on the heels and up the inside, or nigh on, trying to go through turn 2 on second place driver Mies Huben, who won the kickoff 2.0 reboot just a few weeks ago. So a great flurry of exchanges, very clean and concise by these 3 drivers at the front of the field. And at the moment, Boris Maximov in the number 30 is trying to hunt them down, so he wants to get in on this action. So a 3-way scrap for the lead could very quickly escalate into a 4-way scrap. But now Mies Huben looking to get past Max Sadurski. Now Sadurski started in P3, Huben started on pole. As they go through the right-hander at turn 9, they now come down towards turn 10. And Max Sadurski has got to defend like crazy for the next 11 or so minutes, plus an additional lap if he wants to keep a hold of that lead as they come through the left at turn 11, into the right at 12. And we come to complete lap number 2 of this race, as the timer now will go underneath 11 minutes. And Max Sadurski is only a tenth and a half ahead of Mies Huben, who's trying to force the issue up towards turn 2. Up the inside, he tries to go, but can't make it through. And there is Mats van Rooyen trying to throw his right-hand haymaker into the parties. The trio are line astern going into turn 6. And up the inside nearly goes Mats van Rooyen. But Mies Huben trying to keep it defensive. So the thing is that Huben's got to make a decision now. Do I go and try and attack Sadurski, or do I actually leave myself open for Mats van Rooyen to get past? So one move could end up whether Mies Huben ends up in the lead, or whether he gets demoted down to third as a direct result. But it is pretty much a stalemate in terms of a chess positioning side of things. Oh, that's a great move, Van Rooyen, up the inside of Huben through the right-hand sweeper at turn 10 to take P2. Great moving there. So we've got 3 minutes completed. We've got another 10 to go plus an additional lap in the top 3. As Sadurski's now got a bit of daylight coming across the line to start what will be lap number 5. Oh, that is going to be pretty impressive with the way things are. That's lap 3 completed. My apologies there. So Sadurski really trying to, as he's lost out to the lead. Mats van Rooyen through turns 2 and 3 managed to make the move up the inside of the Dutch drivers. So these drivers, as up the inside goes Sadurski. Oh no, Mies Huben rose over the back bumper of Mats van Rooyen through turn 6. And that has completely compromised his race, and that is going to throw him into the clutches of Boels Maximov from the Netherlands in the number 30 behind. But there is still over 9 minutes of this race remaining plus an additional lap. So what Mies Huben needs to do right now is to just compose, just try and get a bit calmer, because we know that when a driver sees the lights going out on a racetrack, the first thing they're going to do is effectively go for it. They'll throw any sort of strategy out the window, and it will be a case of whether they can get the position. So Sadurski still leading the way. We're on to lap number 5 of this pre-final for Micromax. And in the moment, Mats van Rooyen has set the fastest lap of the race, and that was back on lap number 3 of a 1 minute 2.801. So at the minute, the fastest driver out of the top 3 is Max Sadurski, who is leading. But if I'm honest here, when Mies Huben had that moment, he lost about 0.8 of a second to his detriment to, well, make that 0.6 of a second to Mats van Rooyen. And then Max Sadurski did a 1 minute 3.214. So these three drivers are very much level on pace, as they've all gone sub 1 minute 3s in this race. A 1 minute 2.801 from Van Rooyen in the number 3 has got the fastest lap of the race. Max Sadurski is only 0.003 of a second quicker on his fastest lap of this race, ahead of Mies Huben, who was our pole sitter when we went green at around about. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my calculations right. You can see how rusty I am here in the commentary box. Around about sort of 5.5 minutes ago. But Max Sadurski now is back into the lead. He's made it past Mats van Rooyen, who's had a taste of his own medicine as they now head into the right-hander at turn 6. But whilst these two are battling, just keep an eye on Mies Huben, because Huben is closing, and closing quite considerably. And he was faster by over 1/10 of a second on the two in front, by about 0.103 of a second on Mats Rooyen. And then on Max Sadurski, that was over 1.5 that he gained on that last lap alone. And I said it was about calming down and just composing yourself. And that is what is the sign of a good driver. And Mies Huben is showing that very, very nicely indeed in this particular encounter. They come round turn 12 and across the start line to start another lap. So this will put us on to lap number 6 of this race. So Sadurski still leads. Van Rooyen about 0.2 adrift. Or is he? No, he's going up the inside into turn 2. Up the inside of the number 19, Max Sadurski. And then Mies Huben is waiting in the wings, ready to strike at a moment's notice. And it's a case of when, not if, Mies Huben is going to get that opportunity, as Max Sadurski goes up the inside of Van Rooyen. And here comes Mies Huben, who gets out-dragged by the number 3, going down the back straight away as they come through into turn 7, into the right at 8. So this is an absolutely brilliant tight battle here between the top 3 here in Micromax for the pre-final. Sadurski still leading, as it has changed quite a few times, as Mies Huben is looking a bit menacing on the back bumper of Van Rooyen, heading into the right-hander at turn 10. If you remember when Van Rooyen did the move up the inside of Mies Houben through there a few laps ago, Mies Houben is looking to return the favour. Around the final corner, we are now at 5 minutes and 42 seconds plus an additional lap remaining. And they are line astern again. Van Rooyen comes out of the toe very, very early and slingshots past Max Sadurski through turn 1 into turn 2. Mies Houben looking to try and get up into second now as they are back line astern, the top 3. As Sadurski looks up the inside of Van Rooyen heading into turn 5 but can't get through. And a little bit further down the order up the inside of Boz Maximoff goes Jake Menton. Could we also have the driver Victor Plateau 350 to the stewards please? That's 350 to the stewards please. Senior Rotax to the stewards immediately please. Thank you. So again, some great battling, and again it's changing. Oh, it's side by side. Max Sadurski's got the lead, and it's a nigh-on wheel interlocking phase for both. Mies Houben as Mats van Rooyen, as again Jake Menton is trying to fend off the approach of Boz Maximov for what is P4 at the minute, but the top 3 as Van Rooyen not really close enough to get past Sadurski, but has got Mies Houben in the toe, heading into turns 1 and 2. No one making a move, no one blinking quite yet, but Mies Houben is absolutely swarming over the back bumper of the number 3 from the Netherlands. This battle looks like it's going to wage all the way through to the checkered flag, and the good thing is that every single one of the 6 drivers is up the inside. That is Van Rooyen up the inside of Sadurski through turn 6. Onto the back straight they go. So now Van Rooyen up into the lead. Sadurski down into second. Houben still there in third, waiting for the opportune moment to strike. As Boz Maximov is losing out big time to Jake Menton in the battle for P4. As Zdeněk Babešek from the Czech Republic still circulating down in 6th position. As up the inside goes Max Sadurski, up the inside of Van Rooyen into turn 10. And you can just see how much Mies Houben is holding back. I could just tell by the way he's just calmly watching what's going on out in front. And in many respects, that's a great drive as we go into the last 3.5 minutes, plus an additional lap. Even though, oh, Mies Houben's up the inside of Van Rooyen into turn 2. Great move there by the GKS driver. But up the inside of turn 3, Van Rooyen returns the favour and retakes P2. That's a great exchange, a great little scrap between these 3. As now Max Sadurski is going to try and hold on, but it depends on who's going to win this race because it could come down to the wire. I've seen it before in the BNL karting series, and believe you me, ladies and gentlemen, that might be the very much case here. As through into the right-hander at turn 8 is Max Sadurski in the lead, and the number 19 from the Netherlands, and it is an inter-Dutch World War III out on the circuit at Karting Genk between Max Sadurski, Mats van Rooyen and Mies Houben for the lead and hopefully the potential victory of this race as they now come through out of turn 11 into the right-hander at turn 12. They'll come out of the corner, and I think Mies Houben has a real good chance to strike whilst the iron is hot. But now Van Rooyen closing on the back bumper of Sadurski, going across the start-finish line. As they're now into double figures on the lap times. Houben up the inside once again on Van Rooyen. Makes the move stick, and this time Van Rooyen again does the same thing. But it's nearly 2 abreast coming through turn 3. Oh, through turn 4, they're still side by side. Round the outside goes Mies Houben to keep the position. Nicely done by about 4 corners after, well, 3 corners after turn number 2. Mies Houben makes the opportunity and gets up for P2. Meantime, Jake Menton and Boz Maximov battling away, and there's a bit of gesticulation there for Jake Menton, who's meant to keep both hands on the wheel. Come on, man, get it together and just race. But they were side by side as Boz Maximov tries to go up the inside of Jake Menton into turn 9. But Max Sadurski has got a bit of breathing room now. And the top 3 were separated by 0.2 of a second over the start-finish line last time around, but they come through turn 12. We still have a minute and a half plus an additional lap as it's side-by-side between Van Rooyen and Houben going over the start-finish line. Who's going to get the run towards turns 1 and 2? Mies Houben does it, but then Van Rooyen does a late brake manoeuvre like Daniel Ricciardo. A little bit of contact sends Mies Houben a little bit wide. But Van Rooyen keeps the place for the moment as Menton and Maximov still battling away tooth and nail. A great scrap between these two through for P4 and P5. But now Max Sadurski has a colossal lead. He had about 0.6 of a second last time around. as we now are on lap number 12 of this exchange here. But that is absolutely brilliant work by... oh, no! Now, was there a tussle? The two! Oh, Van Rooyen and Huben get collected, and through comes Boz Maximov and Jake Menton. And the gesticulation by Mies Huben says, I cannot believe that has just happened. So now, Boz Maximov and Jake Menton might have an opportunity of being in the top three. They were battling for 4th and 5th, and this has given Max Sadursky an absolute lifeline. He's pulled away like a cunt. That's an absolute gargantuan lead. 5.571 seconds as Maximov and Menton have an opportunity to go for P2. And it could be that time might quickly run out. And in many respects, that is it. Time has expired. Penultimate lap we are on now. And Menton could have an opportunity to try and seize the day and try and get past Boz Maximov for P2. But looks like Mats van Rooyen trying to close up, as is Mies Huben. Zdenek Babishek still rounding out the 6 strong. All drivers will make it to the flag. But Menton really now, when he saw that accident unfold, he thought, hang on a minute, I've got a chance for 2nd place here. Well, all I need to do is get past Boz Maximov in front of me in the number 30. So, last lap board being shown to the number 19 of Max Sadursky from the Netherlands. And Menton in the slipstream of Boz Maximov going down, and he's going to come out of the toe, or is he? That was close because Maximov tried to close the door very, very quickly, heading into turn 1. Makes it close still for turn 2, into the left at 3. Now into 4, then into 5. And whilst these two are battling, Mats van Rooyen could actually pounce on the pair of them and get up into the runner-up spot on this race if those two in front aren't careful. As now the leader, Max Sadursky, makes his way through into turn 8 for the final time. As again, now Menton seizes the opportunity. He pulls up right behind Boz Maximov through, and he's gone for the move. He's gone up the inside. He runs a bit wide. It's 3 abreast. Oh, Mats van Rooyen definitely getting stuck into this one. They're heading into turn 10. The leader's about to come across the line in just a moment, but Jake Menton now keeps P2, and this could be absolutely a grandstand finale as Max Sadursky wins the pre-final. Who's going to get P2? Jake Menton's got the run on the rest. Boz Maximov is ahead of Mats van Rooyen, and it's his synchronized finish between. Look at the celebration from Jake Menton. Oh my goodness me, he was last on the grid and he's finished P2. Boz Maximov, Mats van Rooyen and Mies Huben were separated by 0.094 of a second. They were literally in a diagonal formation coming across the start-finish line. But Max Sadursky from the Netherlands, after 14 laps of action here in the Micromax pre-final, takes the win. Jake Menton absolutely beside himself with 2nd place after a contretemps between Mats van Rooyen and Mies Huben with a few laps to go, which then also helped Boz Maximov to... and look, he's still celebrating. That is absolute emotion. Pure 100% emotion and just sheer relief as Max Sadursky wins. Jake Menton taking 2nd position ahead of Boz Maximov, with Mats van Rooyen and Mies Huben rounding out the top 5, with Van Rooyen and Huben coming together on the exit of turn 9 a little bit earlier on, with Zdenek Babishek rounding out the 6 strong here in what was a great Micromax pre-final.